Good morning. What's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars, before we get to the bullshit, well, let's start with a different type of bullshit. The Rittenhouse trial. Yeah, have you guys been watching it or watching the news clips on the nightly news about what happened in the day in court? It really kind of seems like it's a circus over there. And I don't really know how this is going to turn out. It actually doesn't look like Kyle Rittenhouse, okay, the young man who is on trial for shooting 3 people in Kenosha, Wisconsin, when there was it was the summer of George Floyd. Everything was going on. And this time was actually the unrest that was taking place over a police shooting in Kenosha last year. So let's start with the judge, okay? Judge Bruce Schroeder. He's a 75-year-old judge that is presiding over the case. He is special. I don't really know what else to say about it. It doesn't seem like he's all the way there when it comes to this trial. It doesn't sound like, I'm not saying like he's senile or anything. It seems like he's not interested. He's been caught thumbing through a cookie catalog, a cookie like what you would eat, scrolling on his phone. He's had phone calls come in the middle of court. And there was some issue that people have had with the music choice that was on his phone. He had a ringtone. Who has a ringtone? 75 years old. I'm like, what? Who put a fucking ringtone on his phone? Anyway, he had a ringtone, and it was to the tune of whatever YSAP's campaign song was. Okay, so he's bringing extra attention to himself, and a lot of people don't like that about the judge. On top of that, it seems like, the judge did admonish the prosecution at one time for them about to, bring evidence in that he had already said was not admissible. And so, whether or not he's being impartial or, I don't really know. It's not really proper for a judge to be looking through a cookie catalog while he is presiding over a case. So that's one of the problems. And then, of course, we've had Kyle Rittenhouse, who's the 18-year-old who actually he actually did get up and, what is the fucking word that I'm looking for? He was the one, he actually got up and, not confessed. Oh, I hate when I can't think of the word. But anyway, he did speak out in court. What is the word, you guys? Please, y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's been a production. First of all, he's 17, 18 years old. Nobody can understand why he even was in Kenosha, considering he lived in Illinois. And he took it upon himself to go to Kenosha. His mother actually drove him there, dropped him off as a 17-year-old with an AK, an assault rifle. And everybody, I guess, thought that was okay. Now, he's 18 years old now, even though the crime did happen when he was 17. Why is he there? He needlessly put himself in this situation. And then when the unrest got to be too big for him, he then commenced to shooting people. And that was because he said that he felt unsafe. He felt like people were going to attack him, the people that he ended up shooting. Now, he did shoot and kill 2 people. One person did survive. That one person, who is a victim, who, by the way, the judge has also ruled that they cannot use the word victim, or they should shy away from using the word victim in this court case when it comes to the 3 people that were shot. Even though they were victims, but the judge doesn't want them to be seen as victims. I think it's clear that the judge has some sympathies towards this young man. But anyway, Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself and put on, like I said, a production, started crying, or if you can call it that. I did not see any tears that came out of his eyes. It almost looked like he was having some sort of sinus attack. You know, it just made it very hard for me, at least, to feel sorry for him. What I don't understand is, why was he there in the first place? He said that he was there to help. If you're there to help, why do you have a rifle with you? He said that he brought the rifle because he felt like he would, you know, just in case he needed to protect himself. It's just, the whole thing is like one big circle. It's just, you just keep wanting to say, you should have never brought your ass down there. Like I said, I don't really feel like Kyle Rittenhouse is going to be, I don't feel like he's going to be found guilty. I don't. And that's unfortunate, because 3 people are shot, 2 people are dead. Somebody needs to pay for this. Yeah, I have a feeling that Judge Schroeder is going to lean towards innocence on this young man and say that it was done in self-defense. So we'll see how that goes, you guys. Another court case that's going on right now is the Ahmaud Arbery case here in Georgia, but it's been some craziness going on there. First of all, we know that the jury is all white with 1 black person. That was the first problem that we had. And then just now, before I came to do this video, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a clip where the lawyer for the defense said that he doesn't want any more black pastors in the courtroom. Even somebody from his own team, the woman that was sitting to the left of him, she looked disgusted. She looked very embarrassed. But he said that he doesn't want any black pastors in there, that he had a problem with Al Sharpton being there one day, with Jesse Jackson being there another day, sitting with the family and possibly persuading the jury. All right. And he just doesn't like the fact that they're there. So even though this is a court that is open to the public, and if there is a seat available, then the person who sits in that seat has every right to be there. And this, Jesse Jackson and I was about to say Albie Shore. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they're sitting with the family. So the family has a certain amount of seats that they're allotted, and the family, I'm assuming, can put whoever they want in those seats, you know? So, even though the defense attorney says that it's not fair to have them there, you know, for them to be so persuasive, the fact that he said, we don't want any black pastors, I was just like, all of the black pastors in Georgia need to show up at the court. Okay, just be outside, just to put the pressure on. I mean, who says these kind of things? Well, you guys, this is Georgia. How many times have I told you guys that you can travel outside of Atlanta? It's a whole nother story. Well, that's an example of what I talk about. Okay, so we all have our eye on that case. Those 3 guys need to be found guilty, especially the father and son, who actively pursued that boy, shot and killed him. Well, actually, they all did pursue him, but they were the ones who were involved in the confrontation and the fight, and then the resulting shooting and killing of Ahmaud Arbery. So we'll see how that goes. But have you been watching the little news blips about that? Did you see that they showed that a lot of people went into that house? You know, it was a newly constructed, they were doing work on this house, and people would walk in there just to kind of look around. Even had 2 little kids go in there, and they were actually the only 2 that stole something out of the house, which was like some lumber. Okay. But, it wasn't like Ahmaud Arbery was the only person that had gone in there. You know, the owner of the home had cameras sitting around and said that had been an issue, that people were going in the property, that he did not tell anybody, you know, to defend his home in that way. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. Now, if that case there, if those guys are let off, when we all saw it with our own eyes, they shot that man down in the fucking street, it's gonna be a problem, you guys. So, but you guys, you know, things we can't be too sure about anything these days, can we? because right when you think that folks are going to be fair, then they're not. So we'll see. But yeah, that Rittenhouse trial, that judge over there, something else. Okay. Oh, and did I tell you guys also in the Ahmaud Arbery case, the judge did tell the defense attorney that he is not going to be in the habit of prohibiting people from coming into court. Okay. He is open, and if there's a seat there and they can sit in it, then they can sit in it. Okay. And that they knew that I keep wanting to say Al, be sure. They knew that Al Sharpton was going to be there. Nobody had a problem with it. He said that the judge said he's not even sure if the jury even noticed that Al Sharpton was there. Okay. So the judge is like, yeah, moving on along. So we'll see what happens with those two trials, you guys. Tell me what you think about the Rittenhouse trial, the Ahmaud Arbery trial. Leave all your comments about it below. The AstroworldFest. Or should I say the Astroworld Disaster, because that's really the only description that I have for what happened in Houston, Texas at the Astroworld Festival. 50,000 people at the sold out event at NRG Park. Okay, Energy Park. 50,000 people at this sold out event. Travis Scott gives this event every year. As festivals go, he has a number of performers there that come, but I think everybody is mostly there to see Travis Scott, who is the headliner, who is the last person on the stage, who's the big name, the big draw, rock star status rapper, all of that. We heard about the disaster on Saturday morning, where shortly after about 9 p.m. when Travis Scott took the stage, there basically was a surge. It was a crowd surge of people that were there, those that were closer to the back, pushing forward, trying to come to the front. And as a result, the people in the front ended up getting smashed. And the compression was so high that people were passing out, people were having heart attacks, people were trampled. And as a result, we have now 9 people who have died. They said over 300 people that were injured. So, you guys, it's just so much information about this. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. And I'm not here to add to any of the misinformation or the confusion about the case. What we do know is that 9 people have died, ranging from the ages of 14 to 27 years old. 8 died that day. There was a 9th victim who just passed yesterday, I believe it was. There are many others that are fighting for their lives. One is a 9-year-old boy who was there with his father, who was on his father's shoulders at the time of the compression happened. The father fell. The little boy also fell, being on his shoulders, and no one could see him, and the little boy got trampled. Okay, that little boy is now in a coma, fighting for his life. Brain injuries, organ injuries, just terrible. I'm not really sure why anyone would bring their child to an event like this, or even if you did bring your child to an event like this, why you would feel it's important to be up in the front when we know that Travis Scott concerts are known for big crowds such as this. And I mean, it doesn't help to blame anybody. Okay, it's just unfortunate that this young child was up there and is now fighting for their lives as a result of all of this. But a 9-year-old child definitely cannot see above all of that. I mean, people who are, adult height, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, said that they couldn't even see. So, yeah, but anyway, there's many stories like that of people falling, people getting trampled, people having to get pulled out. And we've seen videos of Travis Scott continuing on with his concert. I think they said he had a 40-minute set, and he did occasionally stop to see if people were okay, having people to give a signal that everything was okay. But seemed perplexed at one time when there was an ambulance that came into the crowd. We've seen the videos of the girl climbing up on the stage and saying that somebody's died to one of the light guys. We've seen all the videos. We've seen all the videos. I know everybody has their opinions of whether or not Travis Scott is at fault for this. I believe that Travis Scott was not aware of what was going on, and was not told. It just didn't seem like anyone really knew from his camp what was happening out there in the audience. I know people are saying that you could hear them screaming and all that, but you have to remember, when you're up on stage, they've got those huge ass speakers and everything up there. He cannot hear what's going on out there. It's a sea of people. All it looks like is everybody is having a good time. Okay, you can't tell that people are suffocating and getting crushed and all of that, you know. So the thing is, though, that it was Travis Scott's event. So, of course, people are going to blame Travis Scott, because at the end of the day, you are the performer that puts on this festival. So when it all comes down to it, at least in the court of public opinion, people are going to blame Travis Scott. Okay. Now, Live Nation is the one that's responsible for putting on the event, organizing the event. And they're saying that Live Nation, along with the security and the police, are the ones that are responsible for making sure that the audience, that the crowd is under control. But it just seems like everybody is pointing the finger now. We have the police department, Houston Police Department, who have kind of been putting information out that's incorrect. You know, they had put out information that one of the police officers was pricked in the neck with a drug, and that they ended up administering Narcan, is that what it's called, to revive him, and that they had observed a prick in his neck. Well, fast forward a few days later, and now that same police chief is saying that, oh no, he was not drugged, okay? That when they were able to talk to the security guard, he said that he was hit in the back of the head and he passed out. And when he woke up, he was over in the triage. You know, they had a makeshift like hospital section set up for the concert. When he woke up, he was over there. So it was just sort of like, so why is it that you felt the need to get on an actual news conference and tell everyone that this guard was drugged and in the middle of the melee? I just was like, what? So he really wasn't drugged. So that's a false narrative that you guys have put out there. And of course, now that you said that, there's going to be some people that still believe that, you know. But so yeah, it's just been weird, kind of strange assumptions that have come out from that. Of course, the police department is saying that they told Travis Scott's people that, you know, they weren't happy. I mean, that they were concerned about the people there, and we still don't know who was the one that could actually shut down the venue. The police department is saying that they're not able to do that, that it had to have been Live Nation or the organizers of the event. But someone did mention that the police department did shut down a past concert that had gone a few minutes over the time curfew. So, you know, everybody is kind of pointing the fingers. Nobody wants to take the blame for this. At the end of the day, we've got 9 people now who have died. Travis Scott did put out a statement. Some people believe it, some people didn't. You know, he's working with the families that, you know, of the people that have died, and said that he would pay for the funerals. And it's just an unfortunate, the whole thing is very, very unfortunate. I think that there's not just one person that we can blame in this. I think that from now on, they will take, you know, into consideration and be a little bit more serious about the fact that all of these people just standing, mosh pits everywhere, is not the safest environment for anybody that's there. I know that these crowds are known for raging and everything. And I mean, if that's what they do, that's what they do. But when you get, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of people there, then it's a whole different situation. One of the other rumors, they were saying that it was overcrowded. They were like, no, that's misinformation as well, because this venue, this place could actually hold 200,000 people, that this concert was limited to 50,000 people. And even though some people were suspected of sneaking in, you know, they ended up bum rushing the entrance, and some people got in that probably didn't even have tickets. The venue could handle all of the people that was there. So it's like I said, it's a lot of misinformation. But sadly enough, at the end of the day, it is going to, people are going to always, there are some people that are always going to blame Travis Scott. Okay. Because it was his event, it was his name on it. But I still believe that Travis Scott was unaware. And it's hard to understand when we're looking at it from the viewpoint of where we are, but that's just how I feel, you guys. But yeah, 46 lawsuits and counting, all suing Travis Scott, some suing Drake, even though he wasn't up at the time. But people are suing Live Nation, whoever they can get their hands on, they will be suing. Travis Scott, though, has many legal problems right now because, like I said, everybody's going to blame him. Everybody is going to blame him. It's his event. So we'll hear more. We'll hear more about this. I know his nerves has got to be the most frazzled. He had an event coming up in Vegas. He pulled himself, he was pulled off of. They are trying to get him taken off of the Coachella for next year. Just right now, nobody wants to deal with Travis Scott and his fans and what comes along with his fans. So it's an unfortunate, it's terrible, you guys. It's terrible when I see the videos, when I see him, you know, him trying to explain. I was like, you know, in the world of social media, folks already have their opinions. You know, it's hard to defend yourself in the world of social media. Okay, but yeah, you guys, y'all let me know what you think about the Travis Scott, you know, disaster, the Astroworld disaster. Prayers up to the many families, the 9 people and their families who have, you know, the 9 people who died, their families, the over 300 people that were treated, the 25 that were rushed to the hospital, the ones that are still fighting for their lives in coma, especially the little 9-year-old boy, just everybody. It's just literally a tragedy. Okay. But, yeah, you guys let me know what you think about all of that. Do you blame Travis Scott? Or do you think that there were other people that dropped the ball on this one? And what a big ball they dropped, right? You guys leave your comments about it below. All right, you guys, congratulations are in order to YoungJock. Okay, mama named him Jaziel Amon Robinson. Jaziel, I believe I'm saying his name correct. He and his girlfriend Kendra, you guys remember Kendra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was the lawyer that he ended up with, that we actually had decided that we liked. They finally did tie the knot. And I'm not sure if the cameras for Love and Hip Hop were there, because Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has just gone off. So I don't believe that they're filming for the show right now, but yeah, they did get married. We saw some of the cast members from the show. They were also there in attendance, and good for them. They were supposed to be getting married, I guess, when they were filming for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but then because of the COVID restrictions and all, I guess they decided to push it off. And now we see that these two have indeed tied the knot. Did you guys see the video of Country Wayne? Country Wayne crashing the wedding. I don't think it went over correctly. I don't think it went over well. I don't think people actually accepted it. It was very, very cringy and uncomfortable, but he has a alter ego, a rapper. I forgot what he names himself, but he has an alter ego, and he showed up at the wedding as his alter ego. And I'm sure that YoungJock and Kendra, or at least YoungJock, knew that Country Wayne was going to be doing this, because this seems like something right up YoungJock's alley. But he jumps up and he interrupts the wedding. And he walks up to the front, and it seems like nobody really knows if this is really serious or not. The minister ends up taking the microphone from him, and I was just like, you know, a joke falls flat when nobody gets it, or when nobody really knows if we should be saying that this is serious or not. Like, it was so cringy. I was just like, yeah, this was, and he had on like a bright red sweatsuit, and, you know, he's ignorant and all of that. And when you see everybody in the audience, everybody's just sort of looking like, what? And even when you look at the comments, people are just like, so was that serious, or was he just joking? I think that he was just joking. I just think that it didn't go over the way that they wanted to. It was just sort of like, sit down, Country Wayne. But anyway, you guys, yes, they did indeed tie the knot. You can see the video. There's a lot of videos. Well, actually, there's only one video that's floating around. Actually, people are saying that Kendra and Jock haven't put out anything. I'm sure because they're going to have like an official, you know, a jazzed up, professionally done video of their day. But we've just seen somebody just from the audience, you know, take a video of her walking down the aisle towards her husband. So, yeah, congratulations to YoungJock and Kendra. May many years of happiness and marital bliss await you. And while we're giving out congratulations, I guess I can give out a congratulations to our girl, Missy Elliott. You guys know I love Missy with all my heart. There's only a few people that I probably would feel starstruck if I saw them in person, and Missy Elliott is definitely one of them. I just really love Missy Elliott. You guys know my love for Missy Elliott. I felt like she definitely deserved this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Actually, it's been pretty cool that they've revived the Walk of Fame, because at one point we weren't seeing people, nobody really cared about who had a star out there in Hollywood, but now we're seeing more and more people now. They've really pushed to make sure that they continue on this tradition of adding stars of people who have contributed to the entertainment industry or the music industry, or, you know, yeah, entertainment all around. So Missy Elliott 100% deserves it, you guys. She had Lizzo there, she had Sierra there, she had Mona Scott Young there, amongst other people that were there to congratulate her. She was sharp in her glittery, sparkly suit. And I was just really happy for her. I was really, really happy for her. I just one of these days, I'm gonna meet Missy Elliott, and I'm gonna I'm gonna be like the people that fall out when they see her. Like, oh, okay, no, you guys know I'm cool. I would be cool and everything, but yeah, very happy for her. She deserves it all, you guys. The props and the accolades. Shout out to Nene. Good for her. Y'all go on down there to Hollywood Walk of Fame and see. We done got a whole bunch of people that done got these stars recently. You can get a good little walk and get a good little video op if you go out there and find her name. I'm not sure where she is, but I'm sure you guys can find it. You guys got to do is Google her. But congratulations to our girl, Missy Elliott. All right, you guys, let's talk about Iyanla Vanzant and the reason why she ended up ending her 9-year run of Fix My Life. So she was being interviewed on the Tamron Hall show, and she told her that she decided to shut down the production of her show that had been on OWN for 9 years. I didn't realize it had been that long, you guys, but yeah, it had been on OWN for 9 years because of death threats. Okay, apparently people weren't happy. Now we've all watched Iyanla Vanzant, and we know that her method of in-your-faceness and kind of telling it like it is doesn't always hit home with the people that she is treating. And some people take to it well, and well, some people don't. The people that don't, I imagine, are the ones that are probably sending her death threats. And she felt like it had gotten to the point where maybe she didn't feel safe. She said that she didn't feel free, okay, and that she needed to free herself from this pressure of being on this show. She said on top of that, she was getting calls in the middle of the night. People would get her number, her personal number, and they would call at 2 and 3 in the morning and say, I know you're in Iyanla Van Zandt, and I know that, you are the person that could help me through whatever this problem is that this person was calling her had. And she was just like, yeah, you don't get to just reach out to me. There's boundaries. This is my personal phone. You're calling me in the middle of the night. You're asking me. Yeah, like, no. Okay. So she said that she needed to be free from all that kind of carrying on. I'm sure death threats are scary. And when they start to feel like it could possibly happen, then I guess you got to rethink these things. So that is why she did cut off the production of her 9-year show. But you don't have to worry, because Iyanla Van Zandt is trying a new medium. What is the bee's knees of today? Okay, that would be podcasts. And it seems that Iyanla has a podcast show of her own that's coming up called the R Spot. I don't know what R stands for, but I'm sure we'll find out once her podcast start. And for those of you guys who love Iyanla Van Zandt and miss her show, then you'll still be able to get some form of therapy and assistance from Iyanla Van Zandt on that new, like I said, her new medium. So you guys be looking out for that. But yeah, Iyanla was like, yeah, later for that mess. Okay, the bitch ain't trying to get killed just because she out here trying to help y'all and y'all fucked up ass lives. So if she got to pull the plug on it, then pulling the plug we must. Okay, there are more things more important. So no more Fix My Life, but we got a little bit of R Spot coming up. You guys just go on and check her out there.